What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Reckless here once again. I'm out here in Long Beach this time. I'm out here in Long Beach, dude. The first time out here in Southern California to do an interview like this. So yeah. I got a good homie of mine on it for a couple years now. I've been trying to do this interview for a cool minute. I got the homie Nexus. What's going on, dog?
What's going on, y'all?
Shit, not much, bro.
Pleased to be here, man.
Yeah, good to have you here, bro.
Yeah, man. Never thought you'd be sliding over here to my hometown, dog.
Dude, I'm fucking with it, bro. When it comes to hip hop shit, I'm down to go anywhere.
Hell yeah, man. Glad you can make the trip, dude.
Yeah, for real, though. Good to be out here. So, start at the very beginning of your whole musical, career. So, let's tell us how you got into music.
Well, growing up here in Long Beach, man, it was just like the whole influence of like the Dog Pound, Snoop Dogg, the Dove Shack, Nate Dogg and everybody that really that's what first got me into hip hop, like listening to my sister's cassettes, you know what I mean? And they would just burn that right off of the radio sometimes, just because that was just the 90s. That's what you had to do
yeah,
to steal music, So I just grew up listening to all my sister's tapes, and there was kids just freestyling outside sometimes and stuff. The homie Sammy is another cat that would just sing a chorus for him, and he would just freestyle something to that. And that shit, it was just always amazed me how everybody did that. And so that's what got me off just to be just a fan of the culture, everything about it, graffiti. Long Beach had a little bit of everything, so it's a melting pot of just a whole lot of different cultures, and they just influence each other. So, and that's what got me into it pretty much. I didn't start rapping until I moved out of Long Beach, landed in El Monte. Okay. And I just started kicking it with cats that were into underground stuff, the kind of stuff I listened to.
Good
and
shit.
Around I was 17 when I first started putting words together.
Okay.
And the homie Mikuno from El Monte, that fool got me in his garage and started recording me and shit. So that's how it started. It was garbage at first, but
hey man,
you gotta grow.
Yeah, start somewhere and shit. My first shit's crazy as fuck too, so don't even trip about that. How did you come up with your name? When I hear Nexus, the first thing I think of, comic Marvel, the whole Nexus thing they have for the multiverse and all that. Or shit like that. So how did you come up with it though?
You know what? It was through reading. I was reading different books about esoteric knowledge. Sciences and stuff like that, ancient civilizations and things like that, and they were all a lot of different books reference a nexus, and which is just some point in which all the information ties together, and any civilization or in cellular biology, the nexus is the part of the cell that communicates with other cells.
Okay.
So it's just pretty much a how you say, an intersection of a whole lot of different information. That's what I see it as.
Cool. And how does that relate to you, and as far as your identity in music goes?
Oh, word. Because I'm a big fan of a lot of books and that kind of extraterrestrial sort of lore kind of stuff.
Shit. Aliens, ancient aliens.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I wish I had a picture in my collection or something like that. But I always I kept a really nice set of books, and it's always just exploring, man. I don't like just blocking out information just because it sounds outrageous sometimes, It's just give everything a chance and see how things change over time, and how people interpret that. But yeah, man, it's just been a journey. To put all that together and include it into my music was my whole get down. I'm either gonna say something significant or just say something fly.
Yeah, this is up. And speaking of which, so do you think that would be your style per se, or how would you describe your style?
Yeah, pretty much just some mellow street shit,
a little bit of intellectual shit.
Yeah. I try to that project that I just put out. You kind of see just the different phases and things like that I fucking that I experienced as an artist to get where I'm at. Every single song is kind of a little bit of a different flavor, and it's just experimentation to see what sounds good.
True that.
And I just had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, you got to have fun with it, bro.
Yeah, hell
so the best music comes about. And when I first heard about you when it came to listen to the homie Khan from up north.
Yeah.
So it's how did you link up with Khan in music?
Yeah, man. So I met Khan because I was living in this place called Casa de Kennedy.
Okay.
It was like a collective right there in Santa Cruz. When I moved out there, like we would have we used to be part of this other art collective, and we had meetings there.
Yeah.
And then Khan started coming over to the meetings, and you know, we just like both were just like, yo, shit, like you hella nice, man, because everybody would freestyle there like almost every day, like during breakfast.
Shit,
freaking
man.
in the living room, we just chilling, like some fool would just start like drumming on something, and people would just start freestyling. So
yeah, just sharpening their skills.
Yeah, man, everybody was on it too, even people who weren't like really, you know, like like how you say it, like efficient in it. That take a while to like come up with another word, but we would never judge. We're all learning, just exercising that muscle, you know. So that's how the homie Economy met up and started just making music from then on, man. Looking for beats. I remember like the first track we did together was so weird, dude. It was.
What do you mean weird?
It was just weird, dude. Like the homie Space Cadet produced it, and it was like it was like just all over the place. Like everybody had their own like crazy perspective, and then like and the beat didn't really sound too hip hop. It sounded more electronic. But then there was one like little like gap where I could fit in a 16 because it sounded like a good beat. Okay. And that little gap, so I was just like, man, yeah, I'll just drop that 16 right there. And then the homie Khan did the hook, and he did a sick ass hook, man.
Good shit.
And throughout this weird song.
And throughout this time, like this is when like the Dead Kennedy tapes came about, right? To explain that process of how that came about and how it was making it.
For sure, man. So we ended up getting evicted from that place on some bullshit. Like my homie Khan, he was staying in the bottom room, and there was like 9 rooms in the whole place. Yeah. And it was run by this nonprofit called the Resource Center for Nonviolence or whatever. And since they were a nonprofit, they sent us a letter telling us that, oh, like, we're making too much money by having you guys as tenants. And we're just like, what, really? It was like lower our rent or something. They're like, nah, we have to sell the property. We were like, damn,
it's a drastic decision you can think of. Fuck, let's go with that one.
Seriously.
Fuck working it out.
They didn't think twice. They're like, man, we tired of this.
Shit, man.
So after that went down, we just had like, you know what, we had to document some of our experiences from that place, and like just like the kind of shit that we talk about, that we would have conversations about every day, and we try to include that in that project. It was some quick 5 songs, but we had a lot of fun with Kai doing that.
That's cool. Yeah, Kai made the beats too. You met him during this time as well?
Kai BG. No, I think he already had some, like, you know, that fool, he keeps an arsenal, man. He has a whole library. He'll show you like what you want. That's why I like Kai, man. He's persistent with it.
That's what's up, bro. And since then, like, what's been your main goals in the music? You know, just are you trying to make projects out? Are you trying to spread a message? What's the deal?
You know what? I have been trying to like market this, like, you know, just like everybody does, like as a product. But you know, it's more about like getting that kind of approval that you give that music that you really like. You know what I mean? You know, when you hear something and it's just like, damn, I've yet to really like, well, with some songs, I felt that for a while, but like I just want to try to get across exactly how I feel, and try to do the best to describe it through these rhymes, you know what I mean? But
yeah, most definitely.
You know, I do try to stay on like topics sometimes, but sometimes it's just wild, you know. You never know what you're gonna get.
That's true. Going back to your Dead Kennedys project, what inspired the name of it? Like, you know, like it's a very politically inclined album, right? And it's like is there anything of that like very like not risque, but kind of like, you know, in your face? I know in the back there's like a big swastika crossed out, you know, draws a lot of attention. Like, you know, I mean, what was the process throughout the whole like thing? You know, why name it that? Why have that imagery?
Well, we're all pretty much like social justice oriented, and we're all pretty much had our own kind of grudge against white supremacy in some kind of way. So we try to just explain that through that imagery. And we use the Dead Kennedys tape because it's me and Connor are both fans of the Dead Kennedys, man. And we tied that into the place that we used to live in, because we called it Casa de Kennedy. Because this guy Scott Kennedy was the only reason why we had that like affordable place to live in, because him and another buddy of mine who was actually the manager of the place, Sandino. They both pushed for like affordable housing for like students or just what's it called, teachers and educators and things like that. So that was pretty much what that was. And at the time I wasn't an educator or anything like that, but they saw me that way for some reason because I was working at a museum.
Oh shit, okay. Yeah, what'd you do at the museum? Just like
everything, dog. Yeah, I would do facility rentals. I'd do fucking like weddings there and stuff like that. I would just like be there and be the facility host, you know.
Yeah, weddings.
Sometimes they'd have me bartending, man. I do everything. Open up all the galleries, close them and stuff like that.
Okay. I didn't know they do weddings at museums.
Yeah, they rent out the whole place. Ballin' ass fools, dude.
Okay, I fucking guess, right?
They'll sometimes leave me with a cake to take home. He's like, here, finish this and take it back to the store when you do.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's how you do it. Growing up, you are of course Latino as well, right? Or how do you identify yourself as Latino, or do you do the whole Latinx thing, like, you know?
No, not really. You know, I just keep it simple. I'm Mexican.
That's what I said.
American, a little indigenous, a little Spaniard, a little Portuguese.
Yeah, the whole fucking
whole mezcla.
Yeah. So growing up, like, what were some of like of course there's a truck behind me at the recording. This is how it goes, bro. Interviews happen. This is what goes down. But we'll keep it rocking.
Yeah, we boxed in.
Ooh, that's right, huh? It's whatever, dog. So back to my question. So growing up being like a Latino in this music industry, what kind of obstacles have you faced during it? Like, you know, especially when it comes to presenting music. Like, and a lot of complaints a lot of Latinos have is like, oh, they think I'm a fucking cholo rapper or some shit. Yeah. Like, was that something you fucking dealt with, or what's going on?
Yeah, man. Well, I definitely when I was in El Monte and I was actually rapping, there was another cat, like, and there was actually a couple of cats who were rapping from that city, but there were some just straight up Chicano rappers, like on some Southsider shit. Oh, okay. And I was never really into that scene, man. I thought it was just like way too aggressive and just like hateful, dog. Like, you know what I mean? I never really had no reason to like get into that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Even though my family is like deeply into that stuff, I just stay away from it because I know what's best for me, man.
Oh yeah.
and that's why I never really like. I never really got into Chicano rap. Like, I respect it. Some of it I actually like. Like, there's some little rap shit and stuff like that I bump every now and then because it's cool, you know. Like they have some real cool like West Coast flavor. But not to hate on them or anything. But like for me, it was just too aggressive for me to ever get with that shit. You know what I mean?
No, I feel it.
It's like every 2 or 3 bars, like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And that underground influence was always with me, like from Living Legends to like Hieroglyphics, like all these different West Coast cats that I kept discovering that were like putting it down, doing on some real lyrical like technique shit. I was like, damn, that really amazed me, and that I definitely try to incorporate that in my style when I rap, because yeah, I'm a big fan of lyricism, man.
Yeah, man, a lot of it's like unappreciated nowadays in music as well.
Real talk.
So with that in mind, like what is your top 5 favorite rappers of all time?
Top 5?
Yeah, bro. I do it all the time.
Alright, for sure. Off the top of my head, I'd say probably like my most favorite rapper is Cormega. Cormega is probably top lyricist for me, and then close second is Planet Asia.
Okay.
Then this other cat named AZ from The Firm.
This is the one that did a song with Nas, Life's a Bitch?
Yeah. They were in that group, The Firm, with him. Cormega and AZ.
For sure. A little hip hop history.
Let's see what else I'd have to put up there.
Yeah, 2 more.
I'm gonna have to put MF Doom in there.
MF Doom, rest in peace.
Yeah, man. The style that he had, the way he did everything was just so iconic.
Very unique as well.
Yeah, man, and fucking what was that? Do I have one more?
Yeah, one more.
That was Pac.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you gonna be one of those 2 cool
Pac is in there.
Yeah, too, bro.
Pac is in the top 5 for sure, man.
Good shit, man.
But as far as lyricism, I think Cormega, man. He's one of the people who like is exalted with everything that he said. Like, he can back it up, and that's probably what I respect more about like motherfuckers who do some gangster shit. Like, if you really did that shit, then props. You got away with it and you got to rap about it. Good for you, man.
Exactly.
You made it out of there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually got into Cormega when I first heard the Jacka's Tear Gas album.
Yeah, the Jacka's first appearance was on a Cormega mixtape, man. Omega fucking brought him up, and he was just like pushing this shit, dog, because the Jack is fucking crazy, though.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to the fucking Jack, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, shit, fucking. So, I noticed you put out a project recently called Estamos Aqui.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, man. So it's a compilation of stuff that I started working on since like 2017, man. It's 11 tracks. The last 2 tracks, it's actually just 10 tracks that I did from my roster, and then like I did another song with the homie Khan with Master Ace.
Oh, nice.
And that came out on his album, but he let me put it on this, like the physical copies of my project. And then I did another feature with the homie Relish, who hit me up. He was like, yo, I need some scratches for this song. And then come to find out he got a feature from Planet Asia, but he didn't know I rapped. And then like the homie had to tell him, he was like, hey, you know those raps, right? And he's like, what? And then next thing you know, I'm just putting a verse in that song. I'm like, yo, it's one of my favorite rappers.
Hey, fuck
and,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, and Master Ace too is one of my favorite rappers, man.
Shit, how'd you get them on the fucking truck?
Dude.
I know how you got the other one, but like, how did you get that feature? Master Ace.
The Master Ace feature, dude. It was a dream come true, man. So me and Khan were always just looking out for another like dope ass feature to do, because we got so inspired because he lined up a track for us to do with Equipto, the one that you reviewed or whatever.
Yeah,
and I was like all excited, dude. I was like, hell yeah, like this is the start of like some cool stuff, because he's well known in San Francisco. You know,
he's legendary.
It's gonna create a little bit of hype. And after that, I guess Khan tried to organize a show for something he was releasing, or he was looking for a headliner for the show, because he got Equipto for his release party. So that's how we got clicked up with Equipto. And the headliner was supposed to be Master Ace, and our connect was like Brightcon, because that fool makes beats for us and shit. We get beats from him. And he was like, yeah, man, I can't bless you with the show or whatever, but if you want, I could ask him to do a feature. And we're like, for sure, we on board. So me and Khan split the difference, and we met him over there by what was it, Sonoma, man.
Oh wow.
And some random dude's house and shit, and we got to meet him. We gave him his props. We got him to sign our albums. I got to be in there while he was recording like that verse for our studio, for our track. Man, it was like a fantasy, dude.
Oh, I can bet.
I told him too, like, I know I look calm right now, but I want to just like scream and joy and shit, because Master Ace is standing right here, you know?
Yeah, man. He'll fucking.
It's like, damn.
So you want to be cool, but as well you want to still like show that you fucking are a diehard fan. And shit.
Yeah,
like,
for real. And at that time, he had just put out his Brooklyn story, man. It's like, I got him to sign it, dude. Big fan moment. Big fan moment.
Like, yeah, that's how I felt when I made Equipto at the show, actually. When
I went to the show. Yeah.
I was like, bro, it's fucking him. He's right here. I was listening to him like on the way there and shit.
Yeah,
it's fucking nuts.
Equipto's shit.
Yeah. So, and besides that, any other features on this project, or just those features?
Yeah, man. Well, I got pretty much all of the homies who I really like their production from like the Bay Area and stuff like that. I got them on there. The homie Brightcon, he's on like 3 beats. The homegirl 1 AM, she made one of the tracks on there. It's freaking fire. The homeboy Kai, he made like 3 beats on there. Space Cadet made the beat for fucking for the Master Ace track, School. Relish, he's the one that blessed me with that Planet Asia track. He produced that one. And who else am I missing? There's one more. Drew Baca. Drew Baca actually made the track that he made. He named it Estamos Aqui. Oh. And I thought that's a good idea for a song. And then once I started listening to the song, I was like, I'm gonna just name the album Estamos Aqui. Like, yeah, it's a good premise. It pretty much explains what I'm trying to say on behalf of Mexicans. We ain't here, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Any music videos in the works for this project?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, we actually we shot a video in Vallejo. And in different parts of the Bay Area and stuff like that, in San Diego too, because the homie Static from Oceanside, he's in that video and he's in that track. It's called Starting From Scratch, and we made a video to it, but the homie still hasn't released his project, so we're still waiting on him to do his thing on that, you know. And that's gonna pretty much be the first video that I ever like came out in. I did a little bit of the editing in there too. Oh, nice. I know, yeah, you're super savvy with that kind of stuff too. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Okay. I just got into like flying a drone and everything, man. So I'm gonna
dude, that's
try
my
to
next
get
thing
some
I want to do when it comes to these video shit I do. I want to get a drone.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's in the works later on.
Yeah.
All right, so what's next for you, when it comes to the music? Like, you got another project on the works right now? You got,
yeah, for sure. I got a couple of projects in the works.
Talk to them.
Man, me and Khan just did this dope ass track about like conspiracies, like crazy stuff like that. So it's gonna be on his next project. And so you know that group, I don't know if you're familiar with like OPG, Official Pistol Gang, those fools that roll with Vinny Paz and like Jedi Matrix and those cats.
Sounds familiar. I probably haven't heard of them though.
Yeah, so the homie James Heated, I actually met him like at a fucking shitty ass job and shit. Like,
okay.
I was just bumping some like Jedi Mind Tricks and Immortal Technique and Outer Space and all this other stuff. And he was listening. He was like, homie, what the fuck you listening to? And I told him the names of all these cats, and he was like, I got all their fucking numbers in my phone. What's up? I know all them cats. Like from when I used to live in Chicago. Like I know Vinny, I know fucking Planetary, all these cats. He used to like open up for them, man. Like when they were coming up, touring and shit like that. That's where we used to go with them. So I pretty much learned how to put bars together from the homie James Heated. That's his name, James Heated. And like we would freestyle together and shit, and I'd give him some written shit, and he'd be like, yo, there's no pauses, man. You just, you need space to breathe. Like write down bars and take a breath somewhere and all this like breath control. I learned that from him, man.
It's very important too. A lot of people don't take in mind like actual breath control when they get in the booth. They just write.
Yeah.
And then they fucking try to fucking put it out there cold.
Yeah,
just
like, unless you're like Twister or somebody, you need pauses.
You do. That man never takes pause.
He don't breathe, man.
Fucking all those motherfuckers don't ever breathe. Should I still like trip out if you heard the twin brothers? I think it was on the Capital Punishment where he's with Fat Joe and he has that one fucking verse. He just at the very beginning he just doesn't breathe at all.
Oh yeah,
Nina or some shit. Like holy fuck, dude. I'm getting nervous.
I know, man. Pun definitely had to punch in, man.
Yeah, he had massive lungs too.
Yeah, dude. It's real.
Shit. So anything else you want to add to people out there at all? Piece of fun, of course. You know how to.
Man, that should have been my top 5 too, but I had to put Pop in there. I'm sorry.
There's probably a top 10, 20 list. You probably have it in there somewhere. Anyway, it's always hard in the spot.
Up there, man.
Yeah, you got to, man. That's one of the dopest like fucking Latinos to put it out for us, bro. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that homie James Heated, I got like 5 songs coming out with him. We're gonna do like a collab project, kind of like what I did with Khan. And what else? I got a couple of more songs that I'm doing with Drew Baca and the homie Savant Rhymes from up there in Vallejo. Okay. That's gonna come out too. I was gonna get up there and record that shit.
That's it. So we
got songs ready though. Man.
I was gonna say, you wanna just now that you're back here in Long Beach, are you gonna stick to mostly the Long Beach scene, or are you still gonna be back and forth up north? And
I still got like friends up there that I go up there like to stay with every now and then, or sometimes they have a job for me, like because right now I'm on unemployment, so I just go up there and help them make that extra money. And it gives me a chance to go see everybody, like all the homies from Santa Cruz, from San Jose, Oakland, or Vallejo. Like they all out there, man. We still work together. We're still doing this music together and everything.
Good shit. And on that note, anything else you want to add to the people out there at all?
Nothing. Just thanks y'all for tapping in, and you know what I mean. Look out for that Estamos Aqui physical copy that's coming out soon. It's gonna have Master Ace, Planet Asia on there, One Day Yam. Fucking Savant Rhymes. Peace to the homie Reckless for doing the interview.
Of course.
Much love. Thank you for coming to my city, man.
See you anytime, brother. And with that, it's a wrap for the interview. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get another alert when I drop a new interview like this one right here. And make sure you go down in the description below to check out where you can hear his music, you know what I'm saying, and where other websites we got, you know what I mean, for my projects as well. But on that note, till the next one, we out.